Today, we'll present the facts about hip-hop music in 2018 with the spotlight on Eminem's 2018 performance. Overall, in the United States, hip-hop is the most dominant genre of music at the moment, and 2018 was a year that saw album releases from some of the biggest hip-hop heavyweights, including the likes of Nas, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, and of course Eminem. Today we'll be revealing key facts about hip-hop in 2018 that will include music streams, song sales, and album sales. And before we get started, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Eminem's career has survived through the ages, from cassette tapes, CDs, digital downloads, and now even music streams. But before we get to the overall performance of 2018, let's talk about his latest project's performance in 2018. Worldwide, based on data from chart organizations in countries around the world compiled by Media Traffic, Eminem made the list of the top 10 best-selling hip-hop albums of 2018 based on equivalent sales globally.
You still believe?
17 by XXXTentacion came in at number 10 with sales of 1,501,000 equivalent units sold globally. The soundtrack album for Black Panther by Kendrick Lamar and various artists was the 9th best-selling hip-hop album of the year with global sales of 1,725,000 equivalent album units sold. Culture 2 by Migos, that released in January 2018, was number 8 with sales of 1,862,000 equivalent units sold globally. Post Malone's Stoney from December 2016 also made the top 10 in 2018 with equivalent sales of 1,964,000 units sold, which is mighty impressive. And Kamikaze came in at number 6 globally with equivalent sales of 2,087,000 units sold. 2018 was a great year for Cardi B, and her debut studio album Invasion of Privacy sold 2,227,000 equivalent album units globally. Astroworld by Travis Scott was number 4 with sales of 2,411,000 equivalent units sold globally. XXXTentacion's Question came out number 3 with sales of 2,719,000 equivalent units sold globally. Post Malone also made a second appearance with Beer Bongs and Bentleys at number 2 with equivalent sales of 3,990,000 units sold globally. And Drake takes the year with his double album Scorpion with equivalent sales of 4,268,000 units sold globally. If we take out the soundtrack album for Black Panther, then J. Cole makes the list at number 10 with KOD at 1,399,000 equivalent album units sold. Revival, Eminem's 2017 album, was also one of the best-selling hip-hop albums globally, with sales of 1,152,000 equivalent units sold in 2018, which makes it the 15th best-selling hip-hop album of 2018, and its overall sales now stand at just over 2 million equivalent units sold globally. 5 of the 10 best-selling albums worldwide were hip-hop albums, but overall, a hip-hop album couldn't take the crown as the best-selling album of the year, and the soundtrack album for The Greatest Showman took the title of the best-selling music album of 2018 with equivalent sales of 5,434,000 units sold globally. And this is even more impressive based on the fact that the actual pure sales make up a huge chunk of its total global sales, which brings us to our next point.
So you sold 10 million albums, eh? What? Only problem is, you put out 10 million albums, eh?
In 2018, the hardest feat for an artist to achieve is to sell actual pure copies of music albums in physical or digital format, and the majority of music consumers will rather stream. But notwithstanding, consumers save their $10 for only albums that they perceive as valuable. And in the United States, Kamikaze was also in the top 10 best-selling music albums based on actual album sales. Based on Nielsen Soundscan figures, the company that provides sales figures to Billboard, Yeah by Kanye West was the 10th best-selling hip-hop album of the year with actual sales of 162,000 copies sold. Then by Kendrick Lamar came in at number 9 with actual sales of 191,000 copies sold. Lil Wayne's Carter 5 with actual sales of 204,000 copies sold. Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy at number 7 with actual sales of 217,000 copies sold. The soundtrack for Black Panther with pure sales of 232,000 copies sold. KOD by J. Cole at number 5 with pure album sales of 278,000 copies sold. Drake's double album Scorpion with actual album sales of 325,000 copies sold. Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone came in at number 3 with pure sales of 365,000 copies sold in the United States. Astro World by Travis Scott with pure sales of 460,000 copies sold, and this shouldn't come as a surprise if you've been subscribed for a while now. Kamikaze at number 1 with actual album sales of 485,000 copies sold in the United States. And here's a little extra. Revival was the 12th best-selling hip-hop album of 2018 with actual sales of 148,000 copies sold. This brings its total sales in the United States to 402,000 pure albums sold. Our previous list showed that based on equivalent sales worldwide, hip-hop had 5 of the 10 best-selling albums of 2018, but in terms of actual sales and in the United States, hip-hop drops down to 3 albums in the top 10 best-selling albums of 2018 in the United States. Kamikaze ended the year as the 3rd best-selling album, and the title for number 1 in terms of pure sales in the United States goes to the only album to go platinum with pure sales in 2018. The soundtrack album for The Greatest Showman is not only the best-selling album based on equivalent sales globally, but also the best-selling album in the US in 2018 based on actual sales, and the album sold 1,461,000 pure copies in the United States in 2018. Now let's talk about total stats for hip-hop artists in 2018 in the United States, and as you'd expect, lots of media journalists are about to get exposed right now for living in an alternate reality where stats don't exist. Kamikaze came out on top as the year's best-selling hip-hop album in the United States, but that was just the icing compared to what's coming.
Maybe staying just isn't your cup of tea. Maybe your cup full of syrup and lean. Maybe I need to...
Most musicians in general with careers that peaked before the 2010s currently struggle on streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. And although some believe that no one listens to Eminem in their car, if this were true, then all Eminem fans are plagued with poverty. Based on data from BuzzAngle Music, a company similar to Nielsen's Soundscan that tracks sales in the United States, Eminem also made the top 10 of the most streamed artists in the United States in 2018. This aging rapper that should retire got more streams than most youngins in hip-hop that rule streaming platforms like Spotify, and the following are the 10 most streamed hip-hop artists of 2018 based on BuzzAngle Music Report. Starting with number 10 and moving up, J. Cole was the 10th, Kendrick Lamar was 9th, Lil Baby was 8th, Travis Scott was 7th, Young Boy Never Broke Again was 6th, Migos was 5th, Eminem was 4th, XXXTentacion was 3rd, Post Malone was 2nd, and Drake was 1st. These were the 10 most streamed hip-hop artists in the United States, and regardless of your chosen metric, video streams, audio streams, or a combination of both, Eminem makes top 5 in the United States, and hip-hop dominates streams as the top 7 most streamed artists in 2018 were all hip-hop artists.
But how do you keep up the pace and the hunger pangs once you've won the race?
Now, let's also talk about song sales in the United States in 2018. Many radio stations don't even play Eminem songs, and without much radio play for exposure, Eminem still makes top 10 in song sales in the United States in 2018, and the top 10, based on BuzzAngle Music Reports, is as follows. Juice WRLD at number 10 with total song sales of 529,636 songs sold. Travis Scott at number 9 with 559,281 songs sold. Lil Wayne at number 8 with 588,407 songs sold. Cardi B at number 7 with 1,123,075 songs sold. Migos at number 6 with 1,123,338 songs sold. XXXTentacion at number 5 with 1,220,025 songs sold. Kendrick Lamar at number 4 with 1,347,198 songs sold. Eminem at number 3 with 1,845,851 songs sold. Post Malone at 2 with 3,186,270 songs sold. And Drake at number 1 with 3,569,812 songs sold in 2018. For song sales, an area most critics believe Eminem lacked dominance, because they don't hear his music on the radio or dance to his music in nightclubs. Eminem still remains at the top of the genre in 2018, but hey, who still listens to Eminem? In addition, although this is not related to hip-hop, the Beatles in 2018 sold 1,103,128 songs in the United States, which is mind-blowing.
And I took a stand when it tan-faced and practically cut my motherfucking fan base in half and still outsold you.
And now it's time for the main event. The top 10 artists over all genres in the United States in 2018 based on total actual album sales according to BuzzAngle Music. And remember that Eminem was the 4th most streamed artist in the US in 2018, so keep that in mind as we begin. Number 10 as we walk our way up is Justin Timberlake with pure sales of 432,913 units sold. Jason Aldean is at 9 with total album sales of 445,346 sold. Queen at number 8 with 471,515 sold. The Beatles at 7 with sales of 475,055 sold. Imagine Dragons at 6 with 478,047 sold. Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper at 5 with sales of 526,803 sold. Metallica at 4 with 539,861 sold. Chris Stapleton with 577,287 sold. This is arguably the most impressive on the list. BTS at number 2 with sales of 603,307 copies sold. And I present to you the only hip-hop artist in BuzzAngle's top 10, Eminem at number 1 with pure sales of 755,027 sold in the United States in 2018. With stats like this, the next time you hear critics state that Eminem should retire, translate that as I hate Eminem and I wish he would stop dominating hip-hop so I create an alternate reality where no one listens to Eminem in their cars. That will be all for now, and if you'd like to support the channel, consider donating to our PayPal at the link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this.